Emile here sure is a spooky, scary Spartan. Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime back for a Halo Jazwares Spartan collection figure, and today we're going to be taking a look at Halo Reach Spartan Emile. So anyway, I really love Halo Reach, one of my favorite Halo games. And this is just another character to add to the Noble team. So let's just get right on into it by starting with that packaging. And now taking a look at the packaging, pretty standard Spartan Collection box here. It's got an image of Emile right there, and it's got a window that would showcase the figure in. It says Spartan Collection, Halo, Emile. I still haven't taken the hands out of the box. And then here on the back, it's got Emile, and then it advertises a couple other figures there on the back, and that's pretty interesting. So that's really it for the package. It's nothing new compared to what we've seen already. And here is all the accessories included with Emile. Emile, first off, comes with this little knife here. It's really cool to see some Spartan collection figures that come with some additional accessories besides a gun. It's nice to get a knife with this guy. And then he does come with his rifle right here. I love how it looks. And of course, I'm not detailing what kind of gun it is because I'm going to try to make you guys comment it, to get that engagement on the video. So yeah, very nice detail and paint on here. I do like how it looks, and it does have a little peg hole right there. We'll show that off in a second. And then he's got some hands. Emile only comes with one left-handed double-fingered trigger finger / pointing finger. Emile also has a pair of fists, a pair of relaxed open hands, and then he has these grabby hands, which he uses to grab these nuts. Now, as for storing that gun, this feature I've shown off on these figures before. Basically, there's this little panel you want to pull off from back here. You flip it over, and it reveals this little peg, and basically you use that to plug the weapon onto his back. And that's a pretty clever way to get weapon storage to be there on the back of the figure. On the back of the figure. And the knife goes where? You guessed it. Right there into his little knife holster. I feel like Dora the Explorer.
Can you help us?
Where does the knife go? In the heart or in the sleeve? Also, just a word of note here with this little knife holster. This actually fell off out of the box and it had to be re-glued back on there. So just FYI, if you end up getting this figure, just be careful with that. Here's now taking a look at the details on Spartan Emile here. I really like the skull that he's got etched onto his visor right there. Really nice look, especially with the silver paint to help it stand out. And overall, this Emile here really feels like he looks like a Spartan that's been decked out in all this gear and all this ammo, like he's the most elite player out of all of the Halo Reach multiplayer who's gonna kill you within 5 seconds of clocking into a multiplayer lobby.
Kilimanjaro!
Like with all these grenades and all this ammunition all over his chest, and I also love the detail of the armor, and he's got the ammo right here on his forearm, and he also has some nice armor over here, and this asymmetrical design is very appealing, except for that. But overall, I like the armor and all of this extra bit of like silver washing to really make it look like his armor has been battle damaged and it's seen a lot of wear and tear throughout the battles that he's gone through fighting the Covenant. So yeah, overall, really good figure here for Emile. But going over Emile's articulation, his head can't really look up all that far. He can look down a little bit, can swivel from side to side. Shoulders rotate a full 360. They do move in and out. Same bit of articulation on both of these. Biceps swivel, double jointed elbows. All the wrists rotate and hinge up and down. He does have a semblance of a diaphragm joint, but it is so limited that it's basically useless. Just like my YouTube channel. Hips rotate forward that far. They can't really rotate back. They do move outward pretty far. He does get a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, which are pretty tight. The ankles can move up, they can move down. Little bit of ankle pivot, and then some toe bend. So pretty decent articulation on this guy. It just could have been a little bit better, but for me personally, could have been better, but for a Spartan collection figure, this is pretty standard. And speaking of standard Spartan collection figures, here he is compared next to the last Spartan collection figure I took a look at, the Master Chief with the weapon, also known as a Cortana ripoff. And then here is Emile next to the last Halo Reach members of Noble Team that I previously have reviewed in the past. June, Noble 6, and George, no!
Tell him to make it count.
George! And that is basically it for my review on the Spartan Collection Halo Reach Emile figure. Again, he is just the basic Spartan Collection figure that you normally get, at least when it comes to the articulation. But he looks really good. I love his character from the game, but obviously this isn't a game review, but I do like his character, and the design is complemented by his personality very well. And again, I like that he comes with a little bit more accessories than the average figure does. But still, I'm a little bit disappointed with just the articulation. I wish I could get this guy into so many different kinds of poses, but then again, this is like a $20 figure. This isn't some kind of expensive Japanese like SH Figure Arts or Reveltech or anything. And again, Emile himself, like just the way how he's designed, like just his armor in general, it really looks like that one guy that's always who's been grinding at Halo for like hours and hours and hours and has like the best skin, the best weapons and all of the best like armor power-ups, like armor lock or whatever, and again, he looks like that guy. He looks like that guy who'd be yelling elite preferred species into the microphone while freaking roasting you and like absolutely destroying you in a multiplayer game. And again, I do feel like his personality and his look match that kind of appearance. But anyway, that is basically it for my review on Emile. If I had to give him a rating, I give him an overall 7 out of 10. Again, a lot of these Spartan figures don't like wow me, but on looks alone, they look amazing. It's just posability always just falls so short. And I don't want to make them 6 or 5 out of 10. Normally I would, but because they're Halo figures and I like the character, it does boost them a little bit. But overall, that is really it for this review. If you guys enjoyed it, give me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a elite preferred species in comment down below.